To understand the history of Christianity in the early days, you need to focus on where they had lived and who they were. Palestine was the place where Christianity first appeared. It had a lot of wars and suffering. Because of their geographical issues, strong countries conquered Palestine. Amid such suffering, the Jewish religion had several parties. The first is called the Pharisees. They loved their nation so that they fastened their Jewish religion to keep the law strong. Second is called the Sadducees. They loved their nation as well as so they focused on their temple. Sometimes they had a good relationship with Roman politicians. The third and fourth are the Zealots and the Essenes. Four parties had common thoughts, which were these: believing only one God and restoring Israel. They were living in Palestine. And another people group, which were Jews, is called diaspora. From before the 5th BC, many Israelites were scattered around Middle Asia, Greek, and so on. Because of their dispersion, Christianity was expanded. They were unfamiliar with their language, for they needed to get Greek scripture because they could use Greek more than Hebrew. This scripture was called Septuagint. It had a significant impact on the early church. Having Judaism faith in Greek and Rome, they had conflict sometimes because Rome had two significant policies: syncretism and emperor worship. Since they had these policies, the diaspora had no choice but to have conflict. Meanwhile, diaspora found two Hellenistic thoughts to communicate their faith: Platonism and Stoicism. These thoughts had supported Jewish Christianity. The Roman Empire and Hellenistic civilization provided avenues for the proclamation of the new faith, but they also provided obstacles and even dangers. Some persecution grew fiercer and more general. Herod Agrippa ordered the death of James, the brother of John. Those Christians whom Acts called Hellenists were to be persecuted and scattered throughout the neighboring towns, and they were to take the gospel to those areas. According to Acts, while the earliest Christian expansion was mostly the result of the witness of those Jewish Christians of Hellenistic tendencies who had to flee Jerusalem. Particularly Peter, John, and Paul did trouble proclaiming the gospel and supervising the churches that had been found, either by them or by others. And most missionary work was by the countless and nameless Christians who, for different reasons, persecution, business, or missionary calling, traveled and scattered from place to place, taking the news of the gospel with them.